And we're pleased to be joined now by Dale Moore, Executive Vice President of the American Farm Bureau, and another one of those good Southwest Kansas boys that's done us proud and has had a career back east. But Dale, always great to have you and say hello to Kansas.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Ken, to take a trip back home and step out. These virtual trips are becoming the norm for a while here, but I just appreciate all that you do to help take care of the men and women of agriculture.
Well, now some of the days, some of the dust has settled. We pretty much know where we're going to be when it comes to Congress, the administration. Now as January gets underway, as a former USDA official and somebody that's been playing in that Sandlot for a while, how do you see things kind of coming shape with this new Congress?
Well, here's one of the things that, as you know, Ken, our beloved Pat Roberts, who I had the privilege of working for, is stepping down after decades of service, not only as a senator, but as a congressman, as a staffer on Capitol Hill, as a Marine. All of that is kind of a big change for a lot of us in Washington, D.C., not just us folks in Kansas. And as we look ahead, this is going to be one of those times where you see something that doesn't occur often, but we're going to have a new chairman or chairperson of the House, or the House and Ag Committee and Senate Ag Committee, a new ranking member on the House Ag Committee. We've got a number of new members of Congress coming in. Some of the margin that's gotten narrower on the Democrat majority in the House. A lot of those came out of some of the rural districts. So as those changes occur, and then we sit down, and obviously, it looks as if everything is pointing to the President-elect Biden and his team coming in, bringing new leadership in agriculture down at that end. Our focus is going to be on process, making sure that the men and women who are elected or appointed to serve as our representatives on all of these different programs and policy fronts, understand what farming and ranching is all about, what rural America is all about, and frankly, kind of puts their understanding and their taking care of the rural part of this country in ahead a bit of the party politics that goes on.
Well, it seems like there will be a lot of change. It seems like about the time we got used to the last 4 years of all those changes. But that's, I guess, one of the things that makes our democracy great. There are a number of programs. Do we see any holdovers other than obviously the Farm Bill and some of those other things that do have multi-years? But do you think we'll see a dramatic change at USDA?
Well, I would think this is one of those things. Two of the Roberts rules I grew up with. Again, one is, Dale, if you pick the right issues, you never have to learn new stuff. So you're going to be working on that same issue over and over and over again. So as we look at things like the Farm Bill, like the conservation programs, crop insurance, the rural development programs, the nutrition programs, those are pretty well set in motion and set in, whether it's in the Farm Bill or other authorities. And the career employees at USDA, when you got, when I was at USDA, there were 120,000 full-time employees between the headquarters around the United States and in 64 countries around the world. So of those 120,000 employees, there's about 225 to 250 political appointees. So the math is not too hard to figure out that, yes, there's going to be a tremendous number of folks at USDA, just pick one agency, that are still there, which is why, President George W. Bush always made it loud and clear to the folks that work for him as political appointees, treat your career colleagues very nicely, because if you don't, that clanking sound that you hear all over Washington, D.C. is them locking their chairs down and saying, you know what, we're just going to wait these folks out until they decide to go home and we get a new crew in. So the men and women that work day in and day out for agriculture, again, I'm stealing President Bush's line when he said, remember, you work for me, but they work for the American people. And that's what we've got to respect and what I appreciated from my time there.
Dale Moore is with the American Farm Bureau Federation. Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about an announcement made that brought a lot of farm groups together. We'll do that in just a moment.